Let's review section 2.8. Let f of x be equal to x plus 3 and g of x be equal to x squared minus x. Let's find and simplify the expression f plus g of negative 5. This is equivalent to f of negative 5 plus g of negative 5. That means I need to plug in negative 5 into f of x, and then we'll plug in negative 5 into g of x and add them together. We have this is equal to negative 5 plus 3, and that's from f of negative 5. We will find g of negative 5 by replacing the x's with negative 5, and now we can simplify. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. Negative 5 squared is positive 25, and this double negative makes this a plus. We have a plus 5 on the right, and we can add negative 2 plus 25 plus 5 equals 28. In question 2, let f of x be equal to x squared minus 9 and g of x equals 7 minus x. Perform the composition or operation indicated. We want to find f times g of negative 4. This is equivalent to f of negative 4 times g of negative 4. I am multiplying f of negative 4. That means plug in a negative 4 into the f of x function. This is negative 4 squared minus 9, and then I'm going to multiply that with g of negative 4. That means we're going to plug in a negative 4 into g of x. This is 7 minus a negative 4, and of course we're going to multiply it because we're looking for f of negative 4 times g of negative 4. Negative 4 squared becomes 16. And this double negative becomes a plus. 16 minus 9 is 7. And 7 plus 4 is 11. 7 times 11 gives us 77. F times g of negative 4 is 77. Question 3. Let f of x be equal to 4x squared plus 6 and g of x be equal to negative 2x plus 1. Find the following. F minus g of negative 3. This, by definition, is f of negative 3 minus g of negative 3. Now we could do the scratch work on the side. F of negative 3 is equivalent to plugging in negative 3 for f of x. That's 4 times negative 3 squared plus 6. I can simplify that to 4 times 9 plus 6. 4 times 9 is 36. Plus 6, we get 42. G of negative 3 would be equal to plugging in a negative 3 for g of x. That's negative 2 times negative 3 plus 1. That becomes 6 plus 1, or it is equal to 7. And so we can plug in our values. F of negative 3 we know is 42. And then we're going to subtract g of negative 3, which we know is 7. 42 minus 7 gives us 35. In question 4, let f of x be equal to 4x squared minus 3x, and g of x is x squared minus x plus 3. We have several different questions. We want to find f plus g of x. F plus g of x means we have to add the two functions together. That's 4x squared minus 3x plus g of x, which is x squared minus x plus 3. Of course, we'll have to simplify. 4x squared plus 4x squared is 5x squared. Negative 3x minus x is negative 4x. And we have to bring down the plus 3. To do f minus g of x, we'll have to subtract g of x from f of x. That's 4x squared minus 3x minus, now you need to remember to put parentheses on the right side. We're subtracting the entire g of x, so don't forget to put parentheses. We need to distribute. This simplifies to 4x squared minus 3x minus x squared plus x minus 3. We can simplify 4x squared minus x squared is 3x squared. Negative 3x plus x is negative 2x, and we'll bring down the negative 3. For the next part, we're looking for f times g of x. That means we need to multiply 4x squared minus 3x times x squared minus x plus 3. In this problem, we have to FOIL. 4x squared times 4x squared is equivalent to 4x to the fourth. 4x squared times negative x is negative 4x cubed. 4x squared times 3 is 12x squared. And then we'll do negative 3x times x squared. That's negative 3x cubed. Negative 3x times negative x is a plus 3x squared. And negative 3x times 3 is negative 9x. Let's simplify. We have 4x to the fourth, cannot be added with anything. Then we can add negative 4x cubed plus negative 3x cubed. That's negative 7x cubed. 12x squared with 3x squared, that's 15x squared. And we can bring down the negative 9x. This is our solution for f times g of x. The last part of the question is to do division. F divided by g of x. F of x is 4x squared minus 3x. And on the bottom we're going to divide by x squared minus x plus 3. You want to double check to make sure you can divide out common factors. In this case, if I were to factor the top and factor the bottom, I will still not have any common factors to divide out. So this is a good solution for f divided by g of x. Question 5. For the function f of x equals x squared plus 2x plus 6, we want to find f of x plus h. That means I need to plug in an x plus h everywhere I see an x. F of x plus h equals x plus h squared plus 2 times x plus h plus 6. Now this means we have to FOIL x plus h squared. So do the scratch work for x plus h squared somewhere on the side, and you should get that when you FOIL x plus h times x plus h, you should get x squared plus 2x h plus h squared. Double check that the FOILing gets this output. Now I can replace x plus h squared with x squared plus 2xh plus h squared and distribute the 2. That is 2x plus 2h plus 6. Now let's double check to make sure that we can collect like terms. X squared is by itself. 2xh cannot be added with anything. H squared cannot be added with anything. 2x cannot be added with anything. 2h has to stay by itself, and 6 has to stay by itself. That's part A. For part B, I'm looking for f of x plus h, which we have already done. This is f of x plus h, and then I'm going to subtract f of x. F of x plus h minus f of x. But I know what f of x plus h is. It's all of this. So let's copy it down. X squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 2x plus 2h plus 6. And we're going to subtract f of x. What's f of x? F of x is this whole expression. Don't forget a parentheses around the whole expression. We're subtracting the whole thing. Now we can distribute the negative to the right side. This is equal to x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 2x plus 2h plus 6. And then this distribution gives us negative x squared, negative 2x, negative 6. But we have to simplify. Is there anything that will cancel out? We have the x squareds will cancel out. We have the negative 2x and the 2x will cancel out. And the negative 6 will cancel out with this positive 6. This simplifies to 2xh plus h squared plus 2h. In part C, we're going to piece it all together. We're going to do f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. We know what f of x plus h minus f of x is. We just did it in part B. This gives us, this is equal to 2xh plus h squared plus 2h, and we're going to divide that by h. Notice that we have a common factor on the top. I could factor out the h. That's 2x plus h plus 2 divided by h. And the h now divides out. This simplifies to 2x plus h plus 2. And that completes part C. Question 6. Given the functions f and g, we want to find f of g of x and state its domain. In part B, we want to find g of f of x and also state its domain. F of g of x by definition means I need to substitute the entire function g inside f. We'll take the entire g, which is x squared plus 7x minus 3, and plug it into the x. This gives us x squared plus 7x minus 3 cubed. This is f of g of x. You could expand this and simplify further, but that's all we need to do for part A. For part B, it's different. We're looking for g of f of x. This time, we're going to plug in f of x inside the function g. That means x cubed will go into everywhere we see an x. This simplifies to x cubed squared, we're plugging it in for the x's, plus 7 times x cubed minus 3. I can square the x cubed. This gives me x to the 6th plus 7x cubed minus 3. And that's g of f of x.